All right, we're going to call this lesson 2 in calligraphy. Now, just like our last lesson, we are going to be drawing as much as possible, or our main size of our letters is going to be between these two lines. So we have a tall shape, a short one in the middle, and then a tall shape above that. Some of these letters are going to break beneath the line, but these are our guidelines. All right, in lesson 1, we learned this first stroke that I simply call the L stroke. And on this one, we're going to use that in a couple of different ways. For our first letter, which is the letter B, the small or lowercase, we're going to start with that stroke, about identical to the L. Now, with my pen at 45 degrees, as I would normally do, I'm going to complete the bottom of the B. Let me try that one again. I'm going to keep my pen at 45 degrees, come up to the top line, use my entire hand to move that. My next stroke, I'm coming up the diagonal, and just like some of the last things I did, my stroke in the middle is about the same width as my pen. Or sometimes I'll do it right around the width, just slightly less than one of these uprights. And once again, pen at 45. Oops. So notice how I brought these strokes together. When we do it well, we won't be able to see that one. So that is the B stroke. I would encourage you each to work on that for a bit. I am going to go ahead with the K now. It starts similar to this, except for instead of giving the curve at the bottom of our first stroke like this, instead of doing that, we're going to end our stroke, just stop and pick up our pen. Now I'm going to start like the top of the B, but I'm making a stroke back like this. From this, oops, well, you can see the stroke that I made, even though I didn't place it correctly. So I'm going to try that one again. Start with our L stroke, but stopping dead. Begin the same way we start the B, except for coming back very shallow like that. And now, all right, so see that this stroke, my space in the middle is a little too big. This stroke is not very attractive because I came away from the line. I make mistakes just like everybody. I'm going to keep trying until I can hopefully create a letter that I'm happy with. Oh, I like that one. Let me see if I can do that twice. Not bad, a little bit different. So once again, I'm keeping my strokes even or parallel to these uprights, and I'm using my space in the middle and my entire space that I'm supposed to be using for this. So I'm going all the way from the top to the bottom, just touching it, trying not to go beyond. Now that I've said that, let me show you how we go beyond. I'm going to do a letter P. Now with the P, what I'm going to do is start at the halfway point, and I'm going to bring it halfway down here. So that goes like this. I'm starting with that, a stroke similar to the L, or closer to the K, just half of a space lower. Now with the P, I'm going to come up to this, come down. Now I stop there. I want to stop here. Remember that everything I'm trying to do is with down strokes. So my first stroke, is parallel with this. My second stroke, I'm still parallel. I start the curve in, and then I can bring that around. Now let me do that once more. This time, with the felt tip, we can actually, if we're careful, get away from the exclusive downstrokes. I'm going to try that once and see what happens. It's not bad. The felt tip is different from the other ones. I'm not using a lot of pressure, only enough pressure on this one. Now the next one that I'm going to do is the T, and it'll be the last one in this particular exercise. So I want you to take each of these and work them out until you're confident that you can do those consistently. Our next lines are going to be from this one down to this one, just like we have been doing. The T is going to be a little bit different because I'm bringing it above this center part, just slightly. So I'm going to start, as I always will, with my pen at a 45-degree angle. I'm going to bring it up and sharply bring it down to the bottom, giving it the curve as we would on the I or the L or any of those other ones. Now the next stroke I'm going to practice is this one. My pen's at 45, I come slightly up, over, and across. So it's this neat little dash-like stroke. I would encourage you to practice that one a couple of times, and we're going to use that in a variety of different ways, especially as we get on to different lessons. So here's this stroke again, the T, 45-degree angle, bring this up, a sharp transition there, softer one at the bottom, and now I'm going to attach my brush to this, slightly up and over like that. And then work on that until it just feels right to you. So you're going to see that I have a variety of strokes here. Sometimes my curve at the bottom is going to be a little bit harder. I prefer one of these, I think. A little curved, not too much. But this time we're practicing the harder stroke at the top.